Hi and welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you back here. If you are new, welcome as well. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications to come your way. Today's video is going to show you how to go about making some beach terrain. This is something that has stemmed from the fact that with our new campaign, we're going to be spending a good amount of it on a ship. And because there's a ship involved, well, obviously the ship needs to dock somewhere. So we wanted to have some terrain that was beachy for certain locations. And it's one of those concepts that once you get it pulled together, it's actually pretty quick and easy to do. I have the sample pieces here for you to see. So we have the water and the beach itself. The nice thing we discovered with the beach terrain that's just the square measurement is that this can also work pretty well for desert. So you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 in this video. Any questions, as always, please feel free to ask me down below. I will do my best to answer them for you. If you don't want to leave a comment, you can always reach me at thecraftingmuse.email@gmail.com. As always, enjoy, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye. To get started with this project, you're going to want matte Mod Podge, clear Elmer's glue, sand, hot glue gun, Gorilla glue sticks. Yes, these are actually important. Get the Gorilla glue stick style, not the typical kind. Home insulation foam of 1 inch in thickness, a hot wire cutter or an X-Acto knife. You're also going to want acrylic paints, as I'm going to share them throughout the video. So this is what's going to get you started. Let me show you the process as we go along. The first part of this process is to get your foam pieces cut out. Now, in terms of the 6-inch by 6-inch squares, my husband did use our Proxen wire cutter. However, there is no reason why you can't use an X-Acto knife and a good ruler and your measuring mat to get the same results. The next pieces were for the seashore line, and those were cut more to about 4 inches in length by 6 inches in width. The thing we did then was take the handheld wire cutter and created a sloped with a rippling effect off one side of the length of the foam piece. So this is what's going to get your seashore bases established. Again, it's the 6 by 6 inch foam along with the 4 by 6 inch seashore line with the sloped edge to it. Now we're going to move on to putting the sand on top of these pieces. So the first thing you want to do is mix your matte Mod Podge with this medium brown craft paint that I have on hand. And that's all you're going to do. So you're going to mix these together, make sure it's mixed well, and then you're only going to put this onto the top of the 6 by 6 inch pieces, as well as the flat surfaces of the 4 by 6 inch pieces. Once you get this mix on top, you are then going to take your sand and sprinkle it on top of where you have put this base of the Mod Podge and acrylic paint mix. Allow it to dry thoroughly. Shake off any excess sand that might be left over. You can also save that to use it for other pieces if you want. And then what you're going to do is go back with that same brown mix paint. You're going to go back around to the edges and make sure you paint your 6 by 6 inch edges all around, as well as the 4 by 6 inch edges, as well as the slope. And this is going to prep you for the next step. Although you do want to note that you are going to take a little bit of this mix and take it up against the shoreline area and just put a little bit of that darker brown on top of the sand. You are not covering the entire section of the slope piece, just a little bit of that edge. For the water, these are the particular paints you want to make sure you get to get that watery effect. The first thing is the Craft Smart metallic paint in pearl, and that's going to be one of your water features. The next color is Craft Smart's Blue Ice Pearl. Then you have Folk Arts metallic blue pearl, notice a trend, and finally you have Folk Arts metallic in blue sapphire. It's these combination of paints that are going to give you this really cool, really sparkling water look when you are done. So the first color you're going to first start with is the Blue Ice Pearl, and using the Blue Ice Pearl, think of the space that you're going to paint in thirds. You're going to paint the upper 2/3 of this piece. Start at the top and draw the paint down. You don't have to get a complete solid coverage. You do want a little bit of that brown to peek through. So we're looking at maybe 85% to 90% coverage with the paint. Once you get the ice blue on, you're going to get the next color, which is the metallic blue pearl from Folk Art. And this you're going to work in the midsection of your piece. So you pull that color just slightly underneath where the first color was put, and you do the same thing. You start from the top and pull the paint down towards the bottom. When that color is on, you move on to the very last one, which is the blue sapphire in your blue grouping. And this one you put towards the middle point, towards the bottom of the piece, again starting from the top and drawing down. By starting from the top and pulling down, you're going to help blend these colors together because you're not going to wait between coats to add them to each other. You want the coats to intermingle with one another and to blend with each other to get this mixed tone of water effect, as well as getting the sense that it's a little bit shallower up at the sandshore line than it is towards the back where the water line is going to end. Now, using your low temp hot glue gun, you're going to start adding this water effect of the waves crashing against the shoreline using your hot glue gun. So what you're going to do is take your hot glue and you're going to run it along where that little bit of the brown met the white or the blue of the water, and you're just going to make this line of hot glue. Then taking the tip of your hot glue gun, you're going to tease the glue up and over, and it starts creating the same look that a crashing wave would have against the sand. And while just adding the hot glue does give you that effect, I wanted to heighten it a little bit more by giving it more of a paint color to it, just to bring out the texture that the hot glue now has. So going back to the metallic pearl, you're going to take that and basically do a little bit thicker than a dry brush over where you've just put that hot glue. That's going to make it pop and make it show up a lot better. And once you've put that metallic onto the hot glue, what I found also heightens the look of the crashing shoreline is to take the same paint and stipple it above the hot glue line just to sort of look like it's foam on the sand. The last thing I did with the hot glue was to go back towards the water line, the bottom part of the slope, is to go in and put in a couple more wave effects just so it shows the waves rolling in towards the shoreline. You don't have to do it, but I really did like the way this looked by adding in just a couple more waves for a sense of depth and difference in texture of the water. And if you do this, make sure to go back and highlight the crashing waves again so that it shows up against the blue of the water. The last thing you're going to do for the water effect is take your clear Elmer's glue, and you are essentially going to paint the Elmer's glue onto every area where you've put the white and blue metallic paints. And that gives it a shine and a gloss just like a water would have on its surface with the sun shining down on it. So this last step really clinches it. I preferred to use the clear Elmer's glue just because I liked the drying results. You could try and use some other options like a varnish or the glossy Mod Podge, but this one was my preference. If you've watched my sand dune video, you'll know that I already have a mix that I prefer for sealing the top part of the sand, and this is a mix of the butter yellow with a medium brown and matte Mod Podge. You're going to mix these three together equal parts. You're going to put this on top of the sand surfaces of your pieces, and then make sure you allow this to dry completely before moving on to the next step for the sand part. Finally, you're going to take Apple Barrel's vanilla ice cream and do a dry brush across the sand section of your terrain pieces. This is also where you would get your desert piece just by using the 6x6 inch terrain pieces. So here is your final look. You have your 6x6 inch pieces, which basically are going to act as your beach areas or your desert areas if you want. And then you have your shoreline pieces, which have the combination of beach and water. So this is the whole look all together. I hope it's something you want to give a try. If you do, please, as always, reach out to me and share with me your results. I love seeing what you come up with. As always, reach out to me for any questions you might have as well. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for a special announcement. Thanks very much. Have a great day. So I have some fun news to share with you all. I've been approached by the Illusionist group about working with them for one of their crafting crates. Now this is a company you've probably come across and didn't even realize it. Right now they're actually doing the Kickstarter for those terrain pieces that you can pour into molds type of kits. I'm going to put the link down below so you can take a look into it and research it a little bit more. And they've also done things in the past like the Fog Dice Tower, which was a big hit, I want to say a few months back. But it's a group that's been around, and it's a group that has some really cool concepts. They have different crates with different themes that you can get monthly if you want to. Like I said, they have these Kickstarter programs. They're also really supportive of smaller groups who want to get something started. So if you've been thinking about doing something and you just don't have the backing for it, go and approach them. See if it's something they might be able to help you with. Regardless, I found out that in about a couple weeks, I'm going to be getting a mega box full of crafting things. So I'm actually very excited for this. I will be doing an unboxing video when it comes to me, and then later on you will see what I have made from the contents paints in this crate. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep you up to date with this. All this information that I've gotten I'm going to put down below in the description, so if you want to check out their website, if you want to check out their Kickstarters, if you want to check out some of the things that they actually do have for sale, definitely make sure to do that. I'm looking forward to doing this, and I'm excited to see what's coming in the box. This is going to be like Christmas for me all over again. But that's it for now. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and bye. Really? That's a one-shot? Holy! No, no, we won't. That's a one-shot. So I have some exciting news to share with you guys. I was approached by the Illusionist group. Oh, we're gonna get bloopers from this one. Squeak. All right. Or tiles that are being not the that's not gonna work. It's one of those cool things where you can actually pour mold and get the terrain piece. I'm not doing well today with this one. This is like shoo. All right, testing. Are we working? Hello. I got a new microphone. Hello.